Structure and rhetorical moves in writing argumentative essay. Argumentative essay is a genre of writing that requires the students to investigate a topic, collect, generate, and evaluate evidences, and establish a position on the topic in a concise manner. The argumentative essay is commonly assigned as a capstone or final project in first-year writing or advanced composition courses and involves lengthy, detailed research. Why do we write this type of essay? The purpose of this essay is to convince the reader of your point of view by making a clear and strong argument. You also need to show the reader why your argument is better than the opposite side's point of view. But always remember that your argument is better.
So the structure is a 4-paragraph essay. As you move up in your writing and you become more advanced, you probably have many paragraphs. But remember, it's just the beginning. Let's keep it simple. So your first paragraph is introduction paragraph. This has a hook, some background, and a thesis. The next paragraph, paragraph 1, this is where you have all your reasons and examples to support your argument. You have a topic sentence first and a concluding sentence last, with all of that evidence for those reasons and examples in the middle. Next, you have a body paragraph number 2, and this is where the argumentative essay is special. You include a paragraph that shows the opposite side's point of view, and you give an example of why they think that way to show the reader that you understand the other side, but you are going to refuse that opinion of the other side with refutation, and you're going to show the reader why the evidence of your argument is stronger. And last, we have the conclusion paragraph with restorated, stronger thesis, some emphasis about the importance of your argument or your opinion, your point of view, and lastly, a warning or prediction. I'm going to go through each paragraph.
Introduction paragraph. Here is where you grab your reader's attention. Make your first sentence interesting by using a fact or surprising statement, or even a question. You want to hook them in your reading to it? Then you need to provide some background information about the issue and that you understand what the issue is and who it's important to. That gives your reader the context or the background as to why you're writing this essay. And last, you have your thesis. Thesis is the most important sentence of your essay. This states your point of view and gives your opinion. This is very clear sentence that tells the reader exactly how they feel about the issue. That's why sometimes the argumentative essay, where beginning is called the opinion essay, we give our opinion about an issue. That readers needs to know your clear and definitive stance on the issue, and that comes from your strong, clear thesis.
Body paragraph number 1. This is where you prove your point. You do this by providing facts and explanation with such a specific detail that your reader clearly understands you. We begin with the topic sentence. They support the main argument of the thesis, and then we give a fact. We give something that is true and generally accepted to support our point of view, and then we want to follow that up with a specific detail what that fact looks like in your real life. What does that fact mean to the reader? And then, after fact and interpretation 2 and 3, you'll have a concluding sentence that just wraps up the paragraph.
Body paragraph number 2. This is where you show the opposing point of view's argument, and then you show the reader why that viewpoint is weak and yours is stronger. Counter-argument. This is where you show the opposing point of view of the other side of the argument. You have a clear idea of why they think that way, and then you want to give an example of why you think that's wrong. Refutation. This is where you state why your viewpoint is stronger, and then you include this to show that you understand the other side's viewpoint.
Conclusion paragraph. Here is your last chance to convince the reader of your viewpoint. You also want them to keep thinking about your viewpoint. Even after they finish reading, the first sentence of that conclusion paragraph needs to have a stronger thesis. Remember, you need to convince the reader, and so you need to be even stronger. After you've given them the evidence, you should show them the other side was weak. Now you're going to restrain your thesis but in stronger words. What does that mean? That means you're going to use expression like must or have that you want to solidify your viewpoint in the mind of the reader. And remember, to begin the paragraph with a conclusion transition like in sum or in conclusion, then you want to emphasize the importance of your viewpoint. And you can't just add a sentence here why it's important. And lastly, the way you're going to keep your reader thinking about your essay is to give a warning or prediction. That type of sentence is going to make your reader about your essay and think about your viewpoint.
Rhetorical question. This is actually one of the best stylistic devices you can attract attention to your argument with. It is the concept of asking questions for the simple sake of making an effect, and not because you need an answer. It is used to emphasize a thing that is already known, and it does the job of making attention and making the audience reflect over the mentioned issue. Logos. An argument that appeals to an audience's sense of logic or reason. Example for this is when a speaker cites scientific data, methodically walks through the line of reasoning behind their argument, or precisely recounts historical events relevant to their argument. He or she is using logos.
Hyperbole. This is the stylistic device for argumentative writing that is also known as deliberate exaggeration. It is seldom used, and it simply means the use of highly exaggerated terms to draw emphasis and attention to your message. Analogy. A comparison between two things, typically to explain function. Usually one thing is more complicated and the other is simple and common. Syntax is a set of rules that determines the arrangement of words in a sentence. Allusion. An allusion is a reference, typically brief, to a person, place, thing, event, or other literary work with which the reader is presumably familiar. Repetition. Mentioning a phrase or word several times. Anaphora refers to the lines beginning with the same word or phrase. Here, you simply repeat words within the same poetic line or within the same sentence in no particular order. This has a way of making the sentence or even phrases very emphatic and also beautiful.